Grand Rise, everybody. This is your girl, the Philly Bruja. I'm coming to you on this really chilly here Sunday morning. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. A lot of times when people find out I'm from Philly, when I'm like, out of town or whatever, I always get asked this question: Hey, have you ever been to that prison, the scary one? Yes, multiple times. I used to go like every year. So I figured I'd make that scary story day 24. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. Peace to everyone coming in the room. Welcome to the gated community where you are safe. Switzerland. Hold on.
They call me the oracle. I'm about to make this historical. These questions you ask me rhetorical. Like who do I be? I am the queen. I'm supreme. You didn't know? What do you mean? They call me the oracle. I'm about to make this historical. These questions you ask me rhetorical. Like who do I be?
Peace, Rico. All right, so this won't be a long one. I'm gonna let YouTube do its thing, send out the little notifications or whatever, and then we'll get into my experiences here at this prison. Okay. All right. All right, I think that was sufficient enough to send out notifications. I want to get on to day 24. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone who sent me condolences in that situation with my family member passing away suddenly like that. It's crazy. What the hell is that? Anyway, sorry. Someone's caught my attention. Um, so yeah, thank you for everyone who sent me condolences. It was so crazy how I had did that live on hospice and people transitioning and blah blah blah. Um, and then boom, like the next day, my own family was hit. But see, I only talked about my cousin, but I didn't mention the other two elders who passed away because their funerals is going to be like this week, right? But again, like I said, that's something we already kind of knew was happening. So my cousin's his came out of left field, which is why you guys had to see the re-uploads. Well, you didn't have to see it, but I did post. I just re-uploaded some older videos that I did, which was equally as scary stories, I believe, personally. Anyway, so we're gonna get into the Eastern State Penitentiary. I do have a just a quick, brief introduction into what it is and what it has become. Okay, peace. Ahead. Hold on. I'm gonna put that on. I'm going to share that with you guys. Just a brief history of this place, what it is, what the hell happened here, and what it is now, and share my experiences while I went there. I've been multiple times. I lost count, but I'll get into that too. Okay, hold on a second.
Welcome to Eastern State Penitentiary.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Eastern State was once the most famous and influential prison in the world. It changed the whole discussion about what prisons should do. After centuries of building prisons that were designed to scare people and to hurt people, this is the world's first true penitentiary. It's a prison designed to inspire remorse, penitence in the hearts of people who break the law.
Yes, Whitehead, I am
Eastern State
live.
Penitentiary opened in 1829 and didn't close until 1971. 142 consecutive years that people lived in these cells. It opened so long ago that it opened within living memory of the American Revolution, and it closed so recently there are still people incarcerated in Pennsylvania who started their sentences here in these cell blocks. 2020 would have been the 30th year of terror behind the walls, but COVID-19 made all of that impossible. A lot of people who visited Terror Behind the Walls loved it, and they would say, "Can I?"
Uh, this has to be put in as commentary, so I have to, pause it every few minutes or so. How? Let me just say this. Peace, Michael. With Terror Behind the Walls, uh, it's fun. But I have some issues with that too, just a little bit. But we'll get into that too. Okay. But it is something that's huge here. It's huge right now, especially during Halloween. So I'll talk about my experiences. I'm gonna let him finish up though, real quick.
Ever just take a tour at night and just see the building at night and just really learn about its history? And so we're finally offering visitors a chance to
Go
explore
in
the
the
building at
day.
night.
I'll tell you why.
Take the audio tour narrated by Steve Buscemi with 37 other voices of officers and inmates narrating the experience as people walk through. And we're calling it night tours. And they've been really, really popular. Rather than a pure entertainment experience, we want to create an experience that really evokes what it would have been like to live in this building, because of course people were here 24 hours a day. As you walk through at night, you really get a sense of what it must have been like. There's more than 1,000 skylights in this building, and so
I want to say that they did a really good job marketing off of this particular tragedy, this whole entire thing. That little part that they just showed of the cells, that's kind of like when you're coming out. It's like a full kind of circle thing when you're doing the haunted tour, but I'll talk about that too. And when you come out, they show you how what it looks. Da 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 da. Okay. It's fun, Rico. It's fun. I don't know. Have you been yet? It's fun. I do. I approve of it. It's. I think they. I don't know now. Since COVID happened. Before you used to you could wear a bracelet if the bracelet that you chose had like a certain color, like a glow up kind of color. Certain ones was like you can't touch me bracelets, don't touch me, and then you have the other ones which said you want to be part of the show. Y'all know which one I picked. Anyway, hold on.
during the day, the whole building is lit with daylight. But at night, it becomes a whole different place. The officers in the guard towers kept those searchlights on all night, looking over the rooftops and through the yards. And so we reactivated the searchlights. And it is truly eerie to walk across the baseball diamond here, under that giant wall, with the searchlights raking across the yard.
This place doesn't even have to have a searchlight or anything like that. I don't care if you are walking by it 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, it's creepy. It's creepy.
But that's an experience that people had here for 140 years. We built the tours with our fingers crossed and hoped that there was an audience for it. But we've been selling
Well,
out most of the
bravo,
nights, but we just had
success.
no idea.
It's a success.
It's been really gratifying to see how many people do want to come in and learn about the building's history and explore the building at night. It's very possible that this is the only time we'll ever do this. And so I've been telling all my friends and family
They
that
do private
if
dinner
you want to have
parties
this
as well.
experience, better do it in 2020 because this may be a one and done.
All right, so that was a brief just a brief the searchlight my yeah right the searchlight my ass. That's not what make it creepy. It's creepy because it's creepy. Okay. All right, let me get into this. So that was just a brief history on the Eastern State Penitentiary, briefly how, it came to be. Um Shit. Hey Cece, did they address listen, this place was full of horror, medieval torture, a lot of prisoners. Hey Coco. A lot of prisoners was killed there, suicide, etc. It's just not it just wasn't a good place anyway. Um in the daytime, even in the daytime, if you're walking by there or something like that, it's just really creepy. It gives you a really creepy um vibe for my empaths and energy folks. Yeah, it'll switch up your whole vibe. This place here. Now, I've been several times. I stopped counting. Um, my suggestion would be if you go for the horror tour at night. What is it? Terror Behind the Walls. That's fun. It's fun. But here's something they don't talk about. Um, the part that has the terror behind the walls. The haunted attraction that it has. That's not the part that you should worry about. That's not the part. That's the problem. Mm-mm. It's the other part that they won't let you really go into. Um, you can see that during the daytime tour, though, if you choose to do that. Do I think it's haunted? Yes, very much so. Very much so. On the on a daytime tour that I went to, I heard something say here, here, like here. I'm sorry. Is that music in the background too loud? Is that messing up anything? Let me know. I'll turn it down. It's like here, but that was during the daytime tour. So my first time going, no wait, I'm sorry. Let's say after my daughter got older, I took her to the attraction, and when we got towards the end, the part where they just showed y'all, because then they have like pamphlets and like a gift shop and all other stuff like that. And my daughter was like, she was like, this part not haunted, mommy. She was like, I want to go down that part. And I was like, well, what made you say that? She was like, because that's where they are. I was like, oh, girl, you creepy too. Is it perfect? It's a baby Mozart. Chunk is sleeping, so that's why I sound low too. Um, yes, I could do one on Shadow People. That's fine. I'm trying to think about what I want to do for the 31st. I might probably go live from the cemetery. We'll see. What's scaring you, Wyatt? I don't understand. But yeah, we could do Shadow People. I think I've done Shadow People, but I could do it again. I've had encounters with that. Um, yeah, we could do that sometime this week. But yeah. So she said she wanted to go down to that part, and she pointed. Of course, that part is roped off to the public anyway. At least during the Terror Behind the Walls attraction. That is. This place is creepy as hell. The courtyard in the middle. Hi, doing. This is mild, Dwayne. It's just a day 24. Got other days that I did. Go look at the story of oh gosh, I forgot what I had made up a name in place of my cousin's real name. That one was scary. That's a scary story. You can go look at that one. But even in the courtyard, it just feels weird, creepy. you could just tell the whole energy there is just off. A few things I wanted to talk about. It has become like a hotbed. It has become like a hotbed for I addressed the witch thing before doing. What do you think a witch is? You could tell me, because it's not like Hollywood. I don't turn green. I don't eat babies. I don't sacrifice them either. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, what I was saying was, as of recently, right? When I mean recently, I want to say over the last, I don't know, 15 years or so, it has become like a paranormal shows and paranormal investigators like hotbed, right? You could just put an Eastern State Penitentiary into YouTube, right? And you get all of these people who come up who do the scary paranormal investigations and things of that nature. The thing that bothers me, right, is that it's done for entertainment and entertainment only. Um my thing is, if you know for a fact, that there are spirits and souls trapped there, wouldn't it be like ethical to help them transition? I mean, personally, I think that that would be my goal, instead of it being something that's used as entertainment. Do I think it's really haunted here? Yes, absolutely. The part where they have the horror, I mean, the haunted entertainment, no, it's the whole other part of it. Um, the place is huge, by the way. Let me see something. Give me 1 second and see if I try to. I'll show y'all some pictures. I don't know if this will work. Let me try and let me see if I can share this. I've never shared this type of file before, but let me see. Um, let's see. Okay, can y'all see that? Hopefully you can. This is how they would the inmates once were hooded so they lit so excuse me so they would not be recognized by guards or other inmates, allowing anonymity. Sorry, y'all. I'm so tongue tied today. I'm still sleepy, but I did get a lot of rest yesterday. A lot. It was much needed rest. I was on the run, ripping and running, the last couple days. Anyway, eye holes were allowed in the hoods in 1890, but the prisoners were still not allowed to communicate. So basically, this was isolation. They just kept a hood over their head. It's crazy. In 1890s, Eastern State Penitentiary, 7 cell blocks radiated from a room known as the center. You do see this part um, on the haunted tour. This is on your way out, by the way. And let's see, medical team works on patients and prisoners in the infirmary. They also did experiments on them too, y'all. Cruel and unusual punishment. I mean, hundreds of inmates lined up every day along the serving windows at Soup Alley on the way to the dining hall. Yep, that part. These were the guards. This is around 1945. This is how it looked. In the 1890s, prison staff used food carts to deliver meals to prisoners through the small wooden feeding doors on their cells. Inmates were not allowed to eat together. So it was like 24/7 isolation, right? This is how it looked in the 1920s. Actually, believe it or not, this is still how it looks. Just like this, right? Just like this. Um, what part is this? Let me see. Cell blocks 8 and 9. And let me see here. This was the outside of Death Row. It still looks like this. That's the crazy part. And this is the chapel that's in there. Actually, if you think about it, the whole building kind of looks uh like medieval chapel torture type shit, you know? That's what it kind of looks like to me. I mean, overall. Hold on. Hey, live. Yeah, the treatment and everything they had there was very horrible. But like I was saying, yes, I definitely believe that it's haunted. 100%. 100%. Um, if you really want to get the full experience of it, go in the daytime when you do like the learning tours. Again, like I said, it was during the daytime when I heard something say here. I was like, what the fuck? Like what? I was here for it. I was like, here. Like, yes, I'm here. You're here. But you gotta tell me. Y'all know I was down for the fuck shit, okay? I was down for it. All right. That part. But again, like I said, go in the daytime. And when I did finally take my daughter, she was like, "Yeah, I want to go down that part because that's where they are." I was like, "Oh, mommy's baby." She knew the very first time, her first time going or whatever. But like yes, the apple of my eye. You're weird, just like me. Yay! She was like, "I want to come back in the daytime and go down there because that's where they are." I'm like, "You're right. That is where they are." Um, Yeah, it's definitely haunted. Go. Have fun. Um, Wahid, I was gonna do a story on one of our mental institution, which was Byberry. I think they had renamed it to Philadelphia. Shit. What was it? Philadelphia. Something. I can't remember the name right now. Damn, I wish my bro was in here because he would know all things Philly. Okay, they renamed it right, but it was originally called Byberry. Everybody still called it Byberry, right? That place was freaking atrocious when it came to mental health and helping people. Patients were murdered, patients were tortured, patients were isolated. I mean, it was bad all the way around. And I actually had a relative who was in there because this place closed in like 1990. Okay, I think this relative was in there for a few years in the early 80s, but it was always a thing in Philly where people was like, you don't want to get sent to Byberry. It was just known that that place was atrocious when it came to mental health. Maybe I will do a story on it, but I don't have no personal experience. I never went there. It's gone now. They completely got rid of it again because it became like a tourist thing. You know what I mean? So even like sealing up the windows and shit like that, that didn't stop people from still trying to break in there. But with the Eastern State Penitentiary, you got to give it to them, bravo, because the majority of the money they get from the tours and the haunted attraction, because people come like from everywhere, all over the world to go to that place. Um, and I try to explain to them like, yeah, this is in the middle of a regular ass neighborhood. It's not off somewhere yonder. This is in smack dead, you know, in the neighborhood. You literally just cut off Broad Street, go around the side, and bam, there it is. Across the street, you got houses, all that shit. But it definitely still looks the same. It still looks the same. You know what? Thinking about it though, I had we had a cult leader here, um, quote unquote, Father Divine, because my grandparents they didn't have anything but positive things to say about Father Divine. They had a whole entire building, and that building was said to be haunted. Yes, girl. Listen, I love it. I'm here for the fuck shit. Um, but that place, Father Divine's his big ass building, that he owned, where the family, quote unquote, lived and stayed, and they actually helped the community. My grandparents said nothing but good things about them. But that place was said to be haunted as well. That was abandoned for so long, but now they renovated it and it is swanky. Um, it's swanky, high class, high city ass, condos and apartments now. Um, if I had any interest in living in the actual city affiliate, I think that would probably be one of the places because I am here for the fuck shit. I am here for it. You hear me? But back to this. I want to stay focused because I don't want to keep y'all too much longer. Um, Eastern State Penitentiary. Is it haunted? Hell yes. Hell yes. If you really want to get a true feel for it, you can even take I have a ghost box and ghost recorder, right? You can always take that there. I don't promote those paranormal investigation TV shows and shit that go there and make a mockery of it, because my thing is, if this is your line of business, wouldn't you want to try and help that person or soul transcend over, instead of just keeping that energy trapped in the same cycle? I think that's pretty fucked up. um you know to go there and just use it as entertainment, I don't think that's entertaining, which is why I don't like those shows anyway. If you're gonna go and try to bring closure. Don't go for shits and giggles and screams and ahs in the dark lights. What do you call, like the scene, the the night vision, creepy stuff like that, you know? He's like, yeah, listen, I'll be here for it. I'm reading the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. That's a way not to head that lash on you. You just gotta be mindful of it. I could get into that too, but yeah, I think for actually Halloween. When is Halloween? Is that a Sunday? Let me see. Hold on. Yes, the Sunday. Okay, so maybe I'll tell you what. Let me see something. It- It's a different kind of entity though that does that jumping from person to person to person to person. That's a whole different, kind of thing. Ladylike girl, this is the opposite. We was here. I am here for you. Okay, I tell y'all, my house is Halloween 365, sometimes 366 days of the year. It is Halloween time all the time. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe since Halloween is on a weekend, me and Ghetto Boys will trick or treat. Yeah. So it is on a Sunday. I'll probably do I could do my live from the cemetery. I have a good rapport with them over there, so I don't see why that should be a problem. Believe it or not. Yes, I think it'll be okay if I did a live there. Um, and we'll see. Maybe. Nah, I'm not gonna pull out the ghost box shit. Not there. I will tell you though, I'm more afraid of the living than the dead. But Eastern State Penitentiary, definitely, it is a great horror attraction. The side that they actually have it on, that's not haunted. At least I didn't feel anything on that side whatsoever. It was the other side. Okay. What I did want to tell you, in case you did get a chance to go, hold on one second, because I'm gonna shut this down shortly. Where is it at? Oh man, did I miss it? Oh, I had this all set up for y'all. Wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Cell Block 12 is known for the echoing voices and the cackling. I cannot remember or confirm if I was near Cell Block 12 when I did hear the thing say here, like here. I don't know if that was Cell Block 12. I can't remember. Cell Block 6 is known for having shadowy figures darting along the walls. Uh, I'll get on shadow folks this week. Okay, I'll make that one of the spooky, because I do have it's not really spooky. When I get into it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Sub block 4, you get visions of ghostly faces. Many people have reported seeing silhouettes of a guard in one of the towers, footsteps, wails, whispers. This is the same stories like over and over again. I'm telling you, for myself, I've been multiple times. I stopped counting. I did have that experience, but again, that was only that one time when I heard something go here. You got to think about it. The energy, the negative and horrible things that happen there. A lot of times, that energy is just gonna um get stuck and it stays. So then you get the paranormal folks who come in and do their little shows and shit like that. They just start that shit back up. Just ramp the energy back up and then they go on about their business. Those folks, yeah, I hope they do get lashed on by something and take it back with them. Oh, if you look at this story I did on what was her name, Latoya or Latanya, um look through I made a playlist for these stories. That shit is scary because it was things that happened to the people who investigated. I'm talking about just the regular folks, like the detective who came to investigate. And then his ass, something like, I think he got, the radio went crazy and something happened in his car and accident. Something, it was crazy. So it was like it jumped from person to person, but it's a different kind of energy that are the jumpers. Um, I don't think that really goes with the Halloween story time thing because that's just kind of separate. These are just my personal story times with creepy, paranormal, supernatural, or all around just creepy shit. You know what I mean? My own story times. So, but yes, Rico, right? It's just it's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's just not cool to do that. Yeah, we'll get into. Okay, fine. I'll do the shadow people this week. I still gotta have real talk on. Again, with the death of my family last week, I had three people that passed. Two we already knew was coming because they were, two of our elders on two different sides of the family. Who has been sick for a very long time. So it was our cousin that kind of just came out of nowhere. Like what? So again, I'll have real talk on to get back into to tell her story. I think Michael wanted to talk about his dreams. A few other folks, I don't know, just hit me up on the back end. That way I can schedule a time for y'all come up and share your experiences, your scary time with us, with me. Okay. Um, hold on a second, y'all. Why did you need the circle of protection around you? Okay. Followed you home from where? You gotta you need the circle of protection. Hmm. Listen, like I said, I'm more afraid of the living than I am the dead. Dead ass. I'm more afraid of these alive people than the dead ones for the most part. See, because you got different. You got pe- you got the spirits, right? Who was once human, who had a human, life, a human existence, and then you have entities that has never been human, never had a human existence. They can't feel empathy and sympathy, and they never had a human experience. So that's an entity. Entities be there to fuck shit up, okay, and with no fucks given on top of that, okay. So you got, and then you got your supernatural experiences. Usually that has to do with energy and tragedy, and that energy just recycling the same event, the same traumatic event. You know, it's okay, Whitehead. I mean, you're Muslim, right? You know how that goes. 3 days, 3 days. Death. We should celebrate their life, and it was a packed house. You know, for the it's called something else. Matter of fact, I'll talk about that just really quickly before I log off for the day, and you guys can go and enjoy your Sunday and enjoy the fuckeries, the fine fuckery of the YouTube streets. Um, I don't know if y'all ever been to now. a Muslim funeral, but I think that that is one of the most beautiful um, services I've ever experienced, because I told y'all like 50% of my family is Muslim, 50% is like, no, let's say 49% is Christian, and then you got us 1%ers, right? So the way they do the body with the oils and wrap the body in a white sheet, prayers are made. There is no over the top mourning and wailing and all that. Oh my God. Oh Lord, take me with you. Take me with you. I'm coming in the ground. No, none of that shit. They will quietly escort you to a different room. It's a beautiful it's a beautiful thing to witness. The prayer, um, it's modest, and then it's like, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. They put your ass right into the ground. No coffin. It's just you, your naked ass, in that white sheet. Okay, to me, that seems natural. In my head, that makes sense. With the other funerals, the whole production of it all, I'm like, you ain't just do this shit to make the living feel better. You know what I mean? But I like the way the Muslims do it, and it's fast. Listen, 2 3 days tops, and it's a very fast service. But I think it's beautiful to watch. Very peaceful. Very peaceful. It's no production, no choirs. You get some preachers who do services, and they didn't even know the person who they talking about. Is there like a handbook or something? Did they use? I don't know how that works. But yeah. No, death is definitely not the end. Death is the beginning, actually. Um, at least that's how I feel. That's how my experience. Death is the beginning. It's not the end. So I have to get out of my emotions quickly when it comes to mourning and grief, because yeah, that's just not how I feel that this works. Okay, y'all do. Y'all do all the screaming and crying? No, they don't. What you said? Isn't it like a certain type of Muslim now? The majority of Muslims here are like Sunni Muslim, so they don't do none of that shit. They don't listen. I will tell you though, like, okay, oh gosh, we're getting off topic, but here we are. Here we are. Okay, is one time, right, a couple years ago, right. Now I've been going to, I think it's called a jahanza. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. A jahanza. Y'all, it's a Muslim funeral, right? A couple of years ago, my little cousin, um, he was shot execution style. Now, mind you, I've been to several of these services prior. Some was victims of violence, right? But never execution style. So when you hear execution style, I'm thinking the back of the head kind of thing. I already know that they don't do all the, you don't get the makeup and all that other stuff like that when they're having the Muslim services. It really is the body, wash, bathe, oil, the white cloth, wrap the white cloth around, and no embalming, none of that shit, right? But this particular cousin, I think that they should have had a proceed with caution, okay? Because I certainly wasn't expecting to walk up to view the body and say bye and seeing that big ass hole in his damn head. Okay. I thought that would have only been the most polite thing to do, was say, hey, warning. It was no fucking warnings. So I was a bit taken back by that. I said, whoa, wait a goddamn minute. Y'all ain't put no warning on this motherfucker. Like, listen. No, we did not try to put no makeup on it. We ain't try to stick the hey, hey Tam. They didn't cover. They didn't stick no tissue in the hole and try to even make it look better. Okay, it's a fucking hole in this boy's head, his front of his head. We all heard how he passed. It was on the news. It was execution style. I thought you know back of the head. I didn't know it was smack dead in the middle of his forehead. Y'all ain't give us no goddamn warning. Shit. And I'm not really squeamish at all, especially not around no dead folks like that. I'm not really. I told y'all my family own a funeral home here in the city. I've been to so many funerals and services and stuff. I could tell you who did the body. I'm like, oh, okay, that's such and such work. Like an old ass lady. They did good, child. Look at that body. Fabulous. Look like they sleeping. Oh, I know Shirley did that body, child. Look at, it's a mess. So Steve did that. This motherfucker back there drinking and shit, working on bodies, and he didn't got the body looking off color. You just know, okay. That's how many funerals and services I've been to. It's times I've gone as a representative for our branch of the family. I might not even have known them, but as a representative of our side of the family, I would go, whatever. But for that one, like, yeah, listen, like I said, I've been to so many, I can tell who did the body. That day, I was not prepared for that. Yeah, I did not. I mean, smack dead, a big ass hole in the middle of his forehead. God bless his soul. He's my little cousin too. He was like younger, so we didn't have too much interaction. But that was a Muslim service. But it would have been nice if they had a proceed with caution sign. You know, that was really. I won't say no. It's not traumatizing. It was just whoa, damn. Like y'all couldn't pull it. Maybe do a little head wrap around the head and kind of wiggle down a little bit, like a fuck it. I'm sorry. I was in there thinking like maybe do it Muslim style. I mean not Muslim, mummy style. Kind of maybe do like a little head wrap. I don't know, and then do like swish it around. Like and then wrap the body with it. So maybe we could just see like the eyes, his half part of his face and the neck. Like that. That was pretty like, whoa, this is a big ass. I mean, I guess it is what it is, though, right? It is what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't like, it wasn't traumatic. I was just like, whoa. Yes, you got to share some stories with me too, Tam. You are a mortician. You are a mortician. But since they don't do the embalming and all the makeup and all the theatrics with the Muslims, it kind of is what it is. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know. Now I have seen um did I talk about this? Well, no, that's not really a scary story, but this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I had a cousin. This was a couple years ago. This was we were close. Um, I think I even talked about this before. I said she got stabbed up like 30 something times. Her boyfriend did it. Um, my girlfriend who owns a funeral home, she actually did her body. I said, there's no fucking way that they're going to be able to have an open casket. None. She pulled it off. She pulled the shit off. She did good. She did the body justice. To make us living folks feel better. But I didn't think that they was going to be able to do an open casket, but they did it. They did it. But the thing what I noticed is that when people die traumatically like that, like their faces just it don't look peaceful. It doesn't look like it. how versus, okay, like the two elders that passed away, their funerals is coming up. Because, of course, it's a whole production, right? Funerals and weddings, they bring out the best and the worst in the black folks. And I'll be here for it, for the last and the gags. Okay, because, black, they showing their asses right about now. So it's probably going to need about a week or so for the elders because they were heavy into the Christian community. So we got to get the choirs together. You got to get all the fancy doodads, and we got to release some doves and shit. All this got to go down. Okay. Hey, Hanlon, do you remember what Byberry was called after they tried to rename it? It was like Philadelphia State. Was it Philadelphia State Hospital? That don't sound right because Philadelphia is not a state. I can't remember. I was talking about that earlier, but I'm not gonna hold y'all much too longer. But yes, it took her days. Ah. How long did it take? I'm trying to remember. Tyra got killed on a Monday. I Yeah, it took about maybe a week and a half, maybe. I think about a week and a half. But I was really it was a tragic story. I was close to my cousin but the also morbid side of me said, "Bravo, god damn, bravo." I didn't think that they was gonna pull that off, but she did it. Wait, what she Oh, you said my voice is so. Thank you. Thank you. You sure it's not the music? It's probably the music in the background. Yo, parents, this shit will put your kids to sleep fast. Just type in baby Mozart. Mm-hmm. Knock chunk ass right out. Bloop. He is down for the count. You hear me? It's like hypnotizing. He don't even know what happens. It just come on, and he just gets stuck. Chunk gets stuck, y'all. No, I ain't putting no spell on you. Hey, behind the bar, Mr. Milkman, I ain't putting no spell on you. I wish y'all heifer stop asking. Didn't another heifer just ask me? Ask me. She requested I put her in the jar. Leave me alone. But yes, I'm telling y'all, parents, put this shit on. Knock them smooth out. Boom. Chunk don't even know what's happening. Cause see, Chunk is used to Coco Melon. And the other one, the hip hop Harry and stuff, and you flip it up on them real quick. Put on a little classical music for their little asses. And then just stop them. Boom. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Smooth selling. He out. He gone. I wish if this mic could reach the thing I let he's snoring. It's a good sleep too. I'm jealous. Knocked out, rocked out. That's it. It took me 5 minutes. Just put this shit on. Baby Mozart. Type it in YouTube. Instant sleeping powder. Yep. All right, y'all. Any questions about Eastern State Penitentiary? Yes, it's fucking haunted. Yeah. The part that's not haunted is the part where they got that whole haunted attraction going on. They pay the folks to get into the costumes and scare you and grab you and rah. That's not the part that's haunted. It's the whole other side that is. Okay? Yeah, it's creepy as fuck. Night or day. It don't matter. You be walking by there right now. You go out by there right now. And you just get the creeps, okay? Yeah, main man, he listen. I stumbled onto this. I used to listen to classical music when I was pregnant with him. And I stumbled on it again. And I said, would you look at this shit here? Boom. 5 minutes he was out. I said, well, maybe that's a fluke. It works like a charm. But it gotta be like around the nap time. See, Chunk nap time is around 11:30, 11:45. Yeah. Pew. He falls mid-play. A couple times he tried to show resistance. So he's a little fighter. He's like, God damn it, I'm not going down. I'm not going down. And he go down, but he be fighting all the way. So, but yeah. So I guess that's all I have to say about the Eastern State Penitentiary and the other shit we talked about, or I talked about with you guys, or shared with you guys. Well, whatever. Day 24. We got 1 week to go. And again, I do think I'm gonna go live from the cemetery. God willing, nothing else happens. Okay. It's crazy how I was talking about hospice and death and all that shit, and then the next day, boop, my cousin woke up dead. Woke up with the ancestors. It is what it is, y'all. God bless him, and I hope he is at peace. The elders, they are still being prepared. I'm pretty sure they gone and transitioned. Um, they got a whole production coming. Just type in Black funeral. There's gonna be there was fighting last week too. Okay, yeah, they showed they choose the black folks and the Puerto Ricans, they crazy too. They don't care. They fight at weddings, funerals, repasses. They have no behavior. Okay. I was looking at the comment. Hannah, don't go around there at this time of day. You know it is packed on there with the tourists. The tourists doing the Halloween haunted thing. Ain't nowhere to park around there either. I keep telling people it's in the middle of a damn neighborhood. I guess that's inconvenient for the folks that live there, right? Oh shit, y'all. My sisters is calling. All right. Peace. I cyber love you all. Now it's time for me to get into their business and get some tea. Messy.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.